In this video, I'm going to show you 6 ways local businesses are using digital marketing to get way more customers in the door in 2019 so that you can get those same results. I'm Wes McDowell, web strategist for The Deep End, and this is the channel where I show you how to use your website along with what's working now in digital marketing to supercharge your business growth. If you're a local business, your success or failure is 100% dependent on how well you can get the word out, especially if you're in your first year or two in business. But you might be wondering what you can do to make sure your local community knows that you're there, and better yet, to give them a reason to work with you. But don't worry, I have got your back here. So I've got 6 tested and approved tips to share with just you local businesses out there. Number 1, we have Google guaranteed local service ads. Now this isn't gonna apply to everybody, but I want my service businesses, photographers, plumbers, electricians, handymen, to really listen closely on this one. So whenever someone's searching Google for these kinds of services, these featured service listings will appear at the very top of the page, above other paid ads, and above the map. And since they display that very official looking green seal of approval right from Google, they get quite a few clicks. And the best part is you only pay when you get a qualified lead to contact you or call you. Now there are a few catches here. The first is it only applies to certain industries, and it also hasn't hit every major market yet. You need to apply for it and have all the required documentation like insurance and all that stuff. And they're also going to do background checks on you as the business owner as well as your employees if they're going into people's homes. And it can take up to 30 days to hear back to know if you're approved into the program or not. And while you only pay for the calls that you do get, it is really up to you to make sure you have a high close rate over the phone or over email, however they're contacting you, because you are paying for every lead that comes your way. So if you are bad at closing, you're basically going to be paying for a lot of leads that you're not going to end up closing. And the commission to Google is different for every business type and every market. So, if you're a plumber in Chicago, it's going to be a different rate than if you're a photographer in San Diego. But what I found is these are generally in about the $20 per lead range. But this is definitely worth doing because if you get approved and you're part of the Google Guaranteed program, you rank in a really prominent position on the page and you only pay for leads, not for clicks, which is a definite improvement over the traditional pay-per-click model. All right, next we have Facebook freebie or discount ads. Facebook continues to be a great option for local businesses because you can really target people who live in a certain radius right around where you are. But getting that targeting right is only one piece of the puzzle when it comes to having success with Facebook ads. You also need a really great offer. Where most people stumble is they put out an ad that's basically just saying, here we are. But what you really need is to give them a reason to start the ball rolling, to work with you, or to come in to your location. So the best way to do that is by giving away something for free, or at least a really enticing discount. So think about what you'd be comfortable giving away for free. If you're a restaurant, maybe it's a free dessert. If you're an accountant, maybe it's a free consultation call. Or if you're a personal trainer, maybe it's a free trial session. And if it doesn't make sense for you to really give anything away for free, think about what would make sense to give away at a really good, enticing discount, knowing that you'll likely make money on their second or third visit. While it may not sound very appetizing to give away something for free, I am going to tell you why free works better than a discount in most cases. First of all, the word free itself is just a really powerful motivator. And the second is a quote I heard from John Taffer, who's an expert marketer for bars and restaurants. And this quote has always stuck with me, so I'm going to let him tell you.
People get addicted to discounts. They don't get addicted to free.
Yeah, so free is something people will only ever expect once, but a discount is something that people may come to expect over and over again, so you got to be careful about that. And this tip is actually a twofer because if you use lead ads, you can collect email addresses from your potential customers, and only then would they get the coupon or discount. Now, a lead ad is basically a special type of Facebook ad that once they click on the button, it pre-populates with the information that you requested, generally a first name and an email address, possibly a birthday if you want to run any kind of birthday promotions. Anyway, Facebook already knows this information, so it's pre-populated. All they have to do is just click submit, And then you can automatically give them whatever it is they opted in for. And the best part is now you have their email address, which means you can stay in front of them basically for free through email marketing. Now, email definitely isn't the sexiest marketing channel in the world, but it still has the best ROI, and it still continues to be the best way to warm up cold prospects into hot leads and then finally paying customers. Now, what I generally recommend is one email sent out to your list per week. And the thing to keep in mind here is these are not pure promotion emails. These are generally helpful content or advice or tips, anything like that. You're just that helpful business that wants to help them solve their problem, whether they work with you or not. The idea being, of course, that over time, they will want to work with you because they've come to trust you. And believe it or not, this can actually even work in so-called boring industries. So I got a mortgage a few years ago, and I still get these weekly emails from my mortgage guy. They basically keep you up to date on how mortgage rates are performing right now, which can be kind of annoying and kind of boring. Sorry, Jim.
Bing! Bing!
But I still haven't unsubscribed yet because I know that one day maybe I'm gonna need this information. Maybe your rates will go so low that I can't refuse the offer. Next, we have social contest giveaways. One really effective and almost free way of marketing your business is to have your current customers do it for you. So here's how you would do that. You would just run a daily or weekly giveaway of whatever product or service that you're comfortable giving away that's also enticing enough for people to want to take action on it. Then ask your customers to post to Instagram pictures of either them using your product or service or your product or service in action. You know, if you're a pizza place, maybe it's just as simple as them showing a picture of their pizza. Or if you're a doggy daycare, maybe it's posting a picture of how tired your dog is after playing in your daycare all day. And you might need to get more creative if you're in one of those, quote, boring niches, but there's always something you can do. Just make sure when they post their image, they're tagging your business, and then either every day or every week, however long the promotion runs, you randomly choose a winner and then notify them and tell them how they can redeem their prize. All right, next we have Spotify ads. So if you've ever dreamed of having your own radio commercial for your business, I've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is radio is slowly dying in favor of these streaming music services. But the good news is Spotify is one of the biggest out there, and they allow you to buy advertising. Not only can you buy advertising, you can narrow it down to specific geographies, zip codes, radiuses around an address, and you can even narrow it down to age and gender if you want. Oh, and the best part is it can cost as little as a penny per listen. That means if you spend their minimum ad spend of $250, you could get almost 20,000 listens to your ad. Now you could think of this as a more generic branding play, just hoping people hear your ad enough to where it finally registers, or you can run a specific promotion like the kind we talked about earlier in this video. Now, the biggest reason that Spotify ads actually beat traditional radio ads is, think about a radio ad. You're listening to it in the car and you have to hope that the person just remembers it and looks it up later when they get home. But on Spotify, your ad not only has an auditory component, the actual ad they're listening to, but there's a banner and a link that's on their phone when they're listening. So if you have a special offer and tell them just to tap to get it, they can tap their phone right then and there and get taken right to your website. And according to Spotify, their ads with a direct call to action have 3 times more engagement than ones who don't. So if you really want to do it right, ask them to do something like tap through to find a location or to redeem an offer. And of course, the best way to market any business is through a strategically designed website. So if you haven't done it yet, go ahead and sign up for my free masterclass training right down here, how to create and launch your own profitable client-generating website. Not only is it free, but it's going to get you set up with the kind of website that's going to make all the rest of these tactics work for you. All right, I'm Wes McDowell with The Deep End, and I'll see you in our next video.